Hey everyone, I'm back with another quick review in my car while I am charging my car. I did want to vent a little bit, just a little bit, because I'm in this parking lot right now where they have a bunch of Electrify America chargers, and there are definitely some Tesla cars that are just sitting here and not charging and taking up space. And it's, it's a pretty busy spot here, so I'm really annoyed that people do that. They take up spots when they're not even charging their cars, and they're always Teslas. So yeah, I'm judging them pretty hard right now. But anyways, we're here to talk about perfumes, and specifically I am reviewing my scent of the day, which is Gris Dior from Christian Dior. And it is a fairly popular fragrance, I would say, from the La Collection Privée line. It's been around for a pretty long time, considering that this house tends to discontinue a lot of their older fragrances from this line. It used to be called Gris Montaigne. It was made by François Demachy, and the original name, I think, is better suited for how it smells like, but they eventually changed it to Gris Dior. I think around the time Maria Grazzi Curry got assigned as the creative director of the house. I think it's one of the fragrances that is worth the hype. I know it's a fairly popular fragrance. A lot of people on YouTube talk about it, and it seems to appeal to people who are into more mainstream smelling fragrances, but also to some folks who tend to enjoy the more artistic scents too. So it seems to have a pretty wide range of people that it appeals to. So if you haven't smelled it, well, you should give it a try if you ever come by a Dior counter or a boutique. But if you haven't smelled it, it's a really classy, crisp rose fragrance, and it is actually one of my favorite year-round fragrances to wear. The rose in it kind of smells sweet, but not sickly sweet. It has a berry type of smell to it, and I have alluded to the smell of frozen strawberries when I've talked about this fragrance on Instagram, and I still think it smells like that. It has that slight tartness, the juiciness of biting into a really good strawberry, but there's something frozen about it. And I mentioned how the rose is quite crisp, and overall the fragrance kind of evokes this image of standing on a very snowy mountain. There's that crispness that kind of reminds me of stepping out of a really hot, humid cabin and just going outside for a little bit to get that fresh air, and then the cold wind just hits you, and it's one of the most refreshing feelings. There's something about that whole experience that I think is captured in this fragrance. I wouldn't say it's like a fresh, citrusy rose fragrance. Like I said, I do wear it year round, but I wouldn't say this is primarily a summertime fragrance. I think it's a great rose fragrance to wear at nighttime, but I think because of the iciness, it fits quite well with the wintertime too. It's not the type of fragrance that you would kind of lose when it's super cold outside, but it's also not too heavy for it to be way too cloying in the summertime. I think maybe the most optimal times to wear it is the transition type of seasons, like fall or spring, but it is a fragrance I like to wear year round. What else can I say about it? So I think it's categorized as like a modern chypre, and the reason for that is because there is patchouli in it. There is something in it that kind of does remind me a little bit of like mossiness, like old moss, I guess, but I would say the rose is the center of the fragrance. And yeah, I guess I get a little bit of this citrus opening, but it's primarily like a floral chypre fragrance. I think if you like fruity roses, but you don't want something like summery fruity or tropical fruity, you might enjoy this fragrance. And you know, like I said, it's very versatile. Like I could wear it year round. It works for a lot of different events, different occasions. I wore it to work today, and it's a great date night type of fragrance too if you want something a little bit casual but very elegant. Yeah, it's elegant is probably the right word for it. And almost, I don't want to say carefree, but it kind of has that, it's not try hard, you know what I mean? Like there's some really elegant, ostentatious type of fragrances that are kind of try hard. This is like very, you know, carefree. You're confident, but you're definitely not trying too hard. So I think that I like the spirit of this fragrance a lot. I think that's pretty much all I have to say about Gris Dior. It's, you know, a popular fragrance, and I could totally see why. So let me know if you tried this fragrance and what you think about it, and leave a comment below. I'll see you next time. Bye.